Hey, it's Coach Jamila, and so we are talking about how to move on after your ex moves on. Again, this video is for ladies who have been through an unwanted divorce, who are perhaps feeling a little disoriented, but are definitely experiencing some heartbreak and are just really struggling to move past what has happened. So, how to move on when your ex has moved on? Well, first of all, change your last name. Unless you have kids, I can understand, you wanting to keep that continuity. And then sometimes if you have a business or things like that, you've had it for a number of years, sometimes that can make it a little bit more challenging. But outside of those complex exceptions or situations, get rid of that last name. It no longer defines who you are anymore. Why? Because when you get married and you choose to take your husband's last name, it really symbolizes that you belong to each other, that you are now a singular family unit. He's your protector, all those things. Well, none of that's true anymore. So, and that name no longer is you or defines who you are. I mean, you're not Tina Turner. It's not a name that's making you millions of dollars and that all your fans know you by. Get rid of the last name. And let me tell you where I got that from. When I went through this situation in my life, I had a coworker. He was a guy. Guys sometimes can give you great advice because they don't have any emotion attached to it. And he goes, you need to get rid of that last name. And I'm like, what's the big deal? Because, I'm thinking in terms of, it's so, rigmarolous to change your social security card, your driver's license, whatever. And he's like, you need to get rid of that name. He was like, it's just not, you got to get rid of it. And so what motivated me to get rid of it is when my ex moved on, I was like, oh no, not going to have that no more. Got motivated, went down there and did everything I needed to do and got it done in one day. So the first thing you want to do is get rid of that last name. And I hope that it was in your paperwork. Now, again, this is a personal choice. You don't have to do it, but I know personally it helped me to no longer be linked or tied to him or that part of my life anymore. Okay? The second thing that you want to do after your ex moves on is you have to start the healing process, because trust and believe. Again, if it was an unwanted divorce, if you still had that love and commitment towards him, then him moving on is going to feel like you just got run over by a bus, a Mack truck. Your heart is probably crumpled into a thousand tiny little pieces that you keep trying to pick up, and every time you pick up, they keep falling out of your hands. You can't seem to get it back together. So you have got to, you've already been grieving, okay? But now it's really over. Like the coffin has been shut. It's done. It's a wrap. Boom, boom. Now you really have to have that good, long, gut-wrenching cry that never stops until you almost are all cried out on your couch, face down, playing the same song over and over and over. You just got to do it and get it all out. And then you want to begin the healing process. Now, one way after you've kind of had that good, long, hard cry to kind of pull yourself out of it is get real about what you're really grieving. Are you grieving the actual marriage that you had, or the marriage that you wanted, or the ideal or idea of what you thought you had or wanted? Spend some time and linger on the reality of the actual relationship and marriage that you had. What were the problems? What were the issues? What were the wrongs? What were the challenges? What were the things that you were not being real about, but just kind of ignoring or sweeping under the rug, because you're just trying to continue to make it work? It's over. So now time to be the surgeon and really extract and look at what were those dark, ugly, unattractive things about you guys' interactions and relationship, and dwell there for a minute. And when you get into that zone, then it kind of starts to pull you out of, well, wait a minute now. Well, hold on now. Now let's see. Wait a minute now. Okay, so maybe, and it starts to kind of help you to see that, no, you didn't want it. It didn't end the way probably it could have or should have, but you're here now. And if you really think about it, just maybe, there are actually some things that when you look at it, it might be good that you're no longer in that situation. So linger there, allow your heart to shift and close, because this can happen real quick. For me, it was like one conversation, okay, with a friend of mine who was kind of like, and I'm like, you know what? And that was it. Not as far as, you know, not being hurt anymore and things like that, or angry, but I no longer, it was like my heart went doop and it just shifted. And so that idea of us was gone, that it's no more, it's over. And so now I was in a position to really start to heal and move forward, because nothing was open anymore, it was shut. And so once you shut it, you know, after lingering in that place, then you want to start the healing process, which means that you really have got to do a lot of inner work and focus on yourself. Now, how do you do that? Well, I'm here to tell you that it can happen relatively quickly. It's a very empowering and enlightening process as you really dig in and start to become a better version of you. In fact, I've created a Facebook group, a private Facebook group called Get Real and Heal, Life After an Unwanted Divorce. That's really a group for women who have gone through this experience, have kind of reached that place to where they're looking to get into a new relationship and want to know what steps to take to become the best version of themselves so that they can move forward and be successful in a new long-term relationship, marriage. So if that interests you, I will put the link below, in the description for this video. I want to encourage you to like, subscribe, and please comment if you have any questions or thoughts. And also, I do have a 90-day program that's Get Real and Heal, how to find happiness and love after an unwanted divorce. And you'll find more information about that on my website, and also I'll tell you more about it in the group. But that is really the best way to work through the process that I went through to find love, amazing love, my true love, really, the love of my life after just 18 months, you know, after my divorce. And now we have a beautiful son and a wonderful family. And so I want that for you if that's what you want. And I'm happy to show you how to get it through that program. But step one is to join my group so we can get to know each other a little bit better. All right. So again, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you here.